Hey guys, it's the NYC Traveler here. I found some old footage when I had the iPhone 14 Pro Max, a Shure SHURE MV88 mic with a lightning connector that went directly into the phone, my Moment M series anamorphic and fisheye lens, and my Osmo 6 gimbal. I no longer have any of that equipment anymore, but I was experimenting to see what it looked like and how it was when I was blogging. And it's not really such a bad video. So if you have some of these, equipment, if you have the updated iPhone, you probably don't. You probably have the T series lens now because the M series won't really work very well past the iPhone 14 Pro Max. But you might still have the Osmo 6. I have the Osmo 7P. The 8 is out now. So you might have the Osmo 6 gimbal. So that might be fun to see. But I found it. I was at Disney World. I was at Saratoga Springs Resort. And I was walking around to tour the resort and testing out my gear. And this is what I said. This is what happened there. And if you still have some of this gear, you might just be interested to see what it did. This camera right here is the Nikon Z30 that I am using. I'm hand holding it. And so we're going to get this up for you. All right. Hi, everybody. It's your NYC Traveler in a hallway. I'm at Disney World at Disney's Saratoga Springs. And as usual, I'm playing with my equipment. For more tips for your trips, please like and subscribe. And I'm narrating as I go because I want to show, the options. When you're working with, I'm going to take the stairs, when you're working with minimal equipment. So, I am on a DJI Osmo Gimbal the 6. I have a Shure SHURE microphone that they probably no longer make, if you can find it, that plugs directly into the phone. It has, this is the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it still has the lightning port. I'm getting ready to upgrade. And this Shure microphone plugs directly into the port. I love it. It's great. I have on here the Moment Anamorphic blue lens because I fancy myself some sort of a travel blogger here, and I just love equipment. But anyway, I have that. And of all the Moment lenses that I have them all. I only brought 2 with me on this trip, and later on we'll experiment with the Superfish to see how it looks. I'm in the Apple app, which I really should not be. I ought to be in the DJI app, or I should be in the Moment app. So, with the Apple app, the only thing I can do is stop and start. I can't switch to on the gimbal. They have controls on the gimbal. If you're not in the DJI app, your controls are very limited. As you can see, I can go up and down. So, because that's there, but stuff that's inside the phone that you want to do, I can stop and start. So I'm stopping, and I'm starting. I'm so good at that. Okay. But the other features you can't do. But to get the full benefit of the anamorphic lens, you really should be in the Moment app. So we're going to do that. Okay, now I'm in the Moment app. As you can see, even the color's a little different. Now I have to play around with the controls. I usually try to keep everything kind of auto, because I have a tendency to switch back and forth between apps, switch back and forth between lenses, yada yada. And keeping everything in the default for the apps that I work in makes it easier when I'm in editing. But as you can see, with the anamorphic lens, it's a lot of people who use moment lenses, I think this is one of their favorite lenses, and it gives you that cinematic view. Now, I've been doing this series of working with my smaller equipment, just the phone, just the GoPro, and later on, I didn't bring the Nikon Z30 with me. Yes, I'm a Nikon person. I'm not a Sony or Canon person. Okay, get over it. I did not bring the Nikon Z30 with me only because I flew this time. I didn't drive, and I wanted to do everything carry on. I wasn't checking anything. So with the Z30, I would have, I didn't feel like packing all of that. And so, but I also did that half on purpose. Not only because I flew, but because what happens when you go with minimal equipment? You have to figure it out. Did I even need my gimbal? And actually, yes, I did. But you figure it out. You get yourself together and you learn how to work with minimal equipment. And so my thing for all of these experiments that I'm going to be posting and that I'm doing is that back in the early days, filmmakers, and even now, students or people who want to be filmmakers, I'm not a filmmaker, but they often don't have access to the fanciest equipment. And as every photographer would say, it's not the lens, it's not the camera, it's the photographer. Can you make do with minimal equipment? And the answer is yes. If you have a story to tell, if you have something to say, and if you have an eye and you're a true artist, yes, you most certainly can tell a story with the most minimal equipment. And you must admit, iPhone, Apple, and Samsung have built that into their phones. Of course, they want you to use their phones to blog, to make films, to do things. But they have built it into their phones so that you can actually tell this story. And so now you don't have to go out and buy the latest of everything. Now, I have this lens on here because I've had these moment lenses back since I've had an iPhone 10. And yes, you have to buy the case to hold these lenses every time you upgrade your phone. But I've had these lenses, and at first I was saying, oh, maybe I should sell these lenses because iPhone went and increased their lenses within the camera. You get the Pro Max, this, that, and the other. But then I was like, okay, let me re-experiment with my lenses. So I have a video on that already, and you can see for yourself whether I really need these lenses or not. And it turned out the one I really like the most is I like this anamorphic one. I really did. And again, I'm not a filmmaker. I'm just a travel blogger. I'm not an influencer. You can see it. Don't have many followers, not many views. I'm making some money off my YouTube channel, but not, I can't live off of it. But yeah, I really kind of liked it and like the way it is. So when I think I can take extra equipment with me, I will take my gimbal, the anamorphic lens, and I will take my this mic. Now, when I upgrade my phone, I'm looking for the same type of plugging mic that I'm using now with this Shure mic. By the way, in case you didn't know, if you're on Disney's Saratoga Springs, and there are going to be people going, oh my God, you didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. You can, during the daytime, you can walk between Disney's Saratoga Springs over to Disney's Old Key West. Both of them have golf courses. So I'm not a golfer, but I'm thinking, why would somebody want to walk between the two properties? But it's a walking trail. It's a nature trail. So it's kind of cool. So I don't know if we're going to get there today. But anyway, just thought I'd give you some travel information because I'm supposed to be a travel blogger. Okay, so anyway, back to equipment. Okay, now I'm on the DJI Gimbal. And I have things attached to the phone, and you have to balance it. So I actually have a weight. There's a screw port on the gimbal, and you can buy weights on there to balance out the phones, so that when you want to attach things to your phone, you have that counterweight there to attach to it. So I have this Shure mic attached. I have a case. I have a case on here, and I have a lens on the case, and so the gimbal is balancing all of that extra weight. Okay, so the purpose of this was to work with I've been in the Moment app. So can I walk this way? I'm going to walk this way. And now we're going to switch to the DJI app. Now, the DJI app, I'm not sure how well it will handle the Moment lens attached to it. But we shall see. Now, as you can see, I'm moving this thing around. And I think I have it in follow mode. And because of the extra weight, sorry, DJI, but sometimes you gotta have it in the right follow mode and point of view mode. And people are walking by. So I'm trying to move this fast enough to not get the people. And I'm not always succeeding. And then I'm going to double click that to recalibrate. Okay, not bad. Okay. All right. We're going to go into the DJI app. By the way, in the Moment app, I haven't really played with a lot of their settings. I have it set for the anamorphic lens. And in case you didn't know, the anamorphic lens gives this kind of special effect. It's like a squeeze. And in order to edit, if you're not in the Moment app, that actually kind of automatically accounts for that. You have to figure out how to edit that. If you're working in Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, or any of the other things. But when you use these lenses, it's probably best to use the app they come with. The problem is, what happens when you are using two different companies that each have their own specialty things in the app? So I'm in the Moment app, but once again, I don't have all of the features available with the gimbal because I'm not in the DJI app. So, yes, I can still go up and down. There we go. Up, down, muy bien. But, zooming, no. There's a zoom wheel on this. You can't do that. You can stop and start and rebalance. So, here we go. And we're going to switch to the DJI app. Now I'm in the DJI app, and as you can see, you see a difference in the in the view here of how my scene looks with the anamorphic lens. Let me try to adjust here. Okay. You see the perspective is a bit off. And you can see the little squeeze thing happening. So, because if I wanted to zoom in and out, and now here comes the old school person in me. See, first of all, you can't do it anyway with this lens because that's what happens. Because it's a fixed lens. So if you want to experience the full capability of the DJI gimbal and your phone, be it Samsung or Apple, it's hard to use it when you're using external lenses. So I'm taking off this lens. I have the case here so I can protect the lens. They come with nice cases. I'm doing all of this. Okay, put it back in my little bag here. And now, okay, my mic is off, so I'm on the phone mic here. And that's what this video is about. What can you do? What can't you do? You know, I would have to rebalance move the holder over. I thought I moved it over enough, I didn't. And move it over enough to keep the thing balanced, or I would have to take the weight off. I don't know. And that's why you experiment. So that when you go to shoot something serious, or if you're shooting for a client, or you're short on time, you don't have time to sit there and fix your equipment all of the time. Your equipment has to be working. You have to know it intuitively. You have to know it instinctively. You have to know it and go, okay, if I take the lens off and I'm just working solely with the mic, I'm going to have balance and problems. Okay, so this has been my experiment working with the Apple 14 Pro Max, the DJI Osmo 6 gimbal, the Shure SHURE plug-in lightning mic, and my Moment Anamorphic lens. Okay, bye. By the way, this is video with the anamorphic lens with the Apple app. And then I'm going to take it off. And that's without the anamorphic lens. Not bad, actually. And then we're going to switch to cinematic. This is the cinematic. And I don't know, can the cinematic handle the lens? We shall see. I'm going to put it on right here. Yeah, can't zoom in and out, but there you go. Not bad. Cool. Okay, I switched to ProRes. And the reason why I'm testing out all of these things, and I just did a video with my GoPro, and the reason why I switched to ProRes is because for those of you who are short filmmakers, which I'm not, I just vlog about where I go, you want to use all the features. And one of the fun things about being a short filmmaker is if you don't have all of your equipment, you should be able to get some things with some equipment you have. Or some people are just starting out and they don't have a lot of stuff and they want to do demos and stuff. And you can use a GoPro, you can use your mirrorless camera, you can use a small mirrorless camera, the blogging ones that Sony and Canon and Nikon make. And you can use your phone, because if you're an artist and if you are very, very good at what you're doing and you have a good story and everything like that, but you do want the best technology that you can do. And you know, a lot of people showcase their stuff on Vimeo, and it's kind of cool. And you want to, suppose you don't have this lens, so let's take it off. Now I'm strictly on my, I'm going to keep the mic in though. I'm strictly on my iPhone, and this is the ProRes set at 4K, set at 24 frames per second, which is like a cinematic thing, which means you can't go a lot of fast. You can't do this, you know, make people dizzy there, but it's good. So yeah, there you go. Back on video, that was cinematic before, and everyone knows what happens if you hit those zoom. This is 0.5, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. You see the jump because it moved to the other lens. If you have the max, you know you have 3 lenses. That's when you go from 3 to 5. Now, some people like to zoom as far as the camera will let it. It's not a good idea to do it in one shot. We're going to 0.5 to as far as this camera will go. And I can't hold it steady enough, but we're at 9. Not bad. Let's go back to 1. Okay. I mean, if you want the jump and it's in your storyline and that's what you're trying to say, that's fine. But the jump is not always smooth. Now, when you're documenting, like vlogging and like, oh my God, something just happened. Yeah, we understand you did the jump. But now, I don't have my gimbal. And at first I was acting like, you know, oh God, I should have brought the gimbal. But now I realize it was good I didn't bring it. Because, yeah, there's a little bit of smoothness in the phones when you're moving. They did build a little bit of stability in there. But as you can see, I'm starting to walk fast. You know, you can tell I'm walking. Although it does look like I'm about to do like, you know, one of those thrillers. When you see them purposely walking, they want you to know that it's walking like that. So, no, I'm not about to come up on somebody and do something. But if you played some ominous music behind it, despite the sunshine here, and I'm walking with this phone, the jerkiness of the phone would actually add to your story, and that would be kind of funny. But it's not really good for like consistent stuff. You have to really hold your hand still if you want to pan. So if you want to pan and get a nice establishing shot here, you have to be really steady. So yeah, if you see people walking around with certain equipment and you wonder why they have it, it's because it's been trial and error mostly for people. Some people just go right there and go, oh God, you know, I saw somebody on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and they said get this and I'm getting it. No, I really advise that work with what you have first before you determine that you need it. And work close to home. Don't go on a trip far away and then you get on vacation somewhere or you take a special trip and you're like, oh wow, I really needed the gimbal for this. No, work with your stuff at home. Walk around your town, your city, your state, wherever you live. Blog where you know first. Tell us about your area first before you go somewhere and try to be a travel blogger like I try to be. And then, once you get used to what equipment you have, then you buy what you need. Like, I'm really going to miss this mic when I upgrade my phone. And I'm going to take the mic off so I can show you why. Okay, see how small this mic is? It's so cool. Yeah, if I want to go close, come on, hold on. Okay, I had to give the camera time to go into that macro mode. Yeah, you see the size of this thing? It's really cool. There's how it attaches. And you know, I can carry it in my bag. I don't need a thing, and I kind of like it. Okay, this is the fisheye lens with the Apple app. It's not too wide, and I can use it with the gimbal, and it won't get the edge, the arm of the gimbal. I'm in Epcot, by the way, in Disney World in Florida, testing out my moment lenses. Not testing, but retesting. It's too wide for this gimbal.
Oh yeah?
The fisheye lens. You see the edge of the gimbal. Can I zoom in a little bit? No. All right. Okay, so that was the video. I had a lot of fun. We went to Disney World 1 week after Hurricane Milton back in 2024. So it was very, very interesting as we were walking around the property, and I got to really test out my equipment and really learn about blogging a little bit more in general, so that when I upgraded all of my equipment, I was a little bit more prepared to what to expect with my gear. And everything is upgraded now, as I said at the beginning of the video.
And I really should be with the iPhone 17. I don't have it. I have the 16 Pro Max. I like that phone. It's pretty good. And I'll wait till they come out with something else. I only bought the Anamorphic lens with the T-series lens. I did not buy the fisheye and the rest of the lenses. So I just had the Anamorphic. I have the DJI Osmo 7P. And I have, what else was in that video? And I have the Rode Micro wireless micro. That's what I use now. And that's all subject to change probably in a couple of months. So that was it. Live, love, travel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
For more tips for your trips, please like and subscribe.